We've been designing websites for years now, and as much as we've developed new layouts, the convention is still quite templatey. And as a designer, as someone that is coming from graphic design and was really inspired by editorial design while I was studying, editorial design was a huge thing. And I think it's quite important that when we design a project for a client or our own portfolio, we'll try to push the boundaries of the template, try to push the boundaries of layout. And even if we're not coders, there are a lot of things we can do to push the boundaries of the way things look on the web. And it is our responsibility as designers to do it. So this video is going to be about that. What I'm going to try to do is to take a really cool website of a company I really love, Giraffe Roasters. They create really good coffee, and they're based out of Rotterdam, here just where I live. And they're pretty amazing. They really love what they do, and you can see it on their products and you can see it on their website. At the same time, when I look at the website, I'm like, you know, as much as I love the photography and the fonts and the typography and everything around it, the layout is still a template. It's like, it looks like a WordPress template. I'm not working for them or anything. This is just an exercise, and it's a part of a series about product design and my experience working with clients and with students and trying to gather all sorts of ideas and putting them into videos that would be easy to communicate, because coronavirus and I need to teach online and I need to communicate ideas via Skype or Zoom. So let's get on with this sort of redesign and see how we can push the boundaries of this layout. Looking at their current website, I love the cleanness of the hero section. It's pretty minimalistic considering this is a web shop. This is unheard of, because normally marketeers will try to cramp here lots of links as if people are not scrolling down at all. I'm gonna keep the hero almost the same. I really like the depth created by the block of color behind the image. All I did here was just to change the color of the background to dark gray and refine the typographical composition. The margins and line height seemed a bit off. Right after that, I looked into the product section and I basically kept the same concept of depth they introduced in the hero and turned the background to orange to highlight the products. I created a more focused composition that can be scrolled horizontally, and I've also added a button which they didn't have, but that's more of a UX fix, and it's quite important to have a button like this because it indicates that you can actually click on it. For the next section I looked for a more colorful image, but what's really important here is the size. I made the image much larger. This is where the company wants to build trust with their audience, to show who they are. If the image and text are too small, they are swallowed by the white space around. We want the visitors to stop here for a second and read, to build trust by sharing the company's vision. A larger image will frame the text better and encourage such interaction. Next, we'll have a look at the blocks of colors. These blocks are linking into various categories in the shop and to their training program, which is pretty awesome. My partner did that program when she was a barista. Now, this is more of a drastic change. I wanted the visitors to stop and check out the various items. And so by making the background darker, I can draw their attention after they got used to that light background they saw until now. Also, the original design had blocks of color with text and illustration, but images work better when it comes to products. So I've picked a couple of pictures from the shop and used them as a background for the categories. Now for the section about the academy, their training program, I've created a more playful layout. If a visitor scrolls all the way to here, I need to keep them engaged. Because the Academy is quite different than the rest of the products, I allow myself to be a bit more playful here with the layout. And these are just placeholder images. I would probably use here original photography from one of their courses. And that's pretty much it. There are a couple of additional blocks that need to be designed here, but with the amount of dynamics that we've created so far, we can reuse some of the blocks that we've designed already. And comparing these two layouts, although the content and interaction are almost identical, one is more engaging than the other. It's more inviting and makes me want to scroll a bit further. It's not the regular template design that I'm used to see. This by all means is not the only way to design this page. Obviously you can design it in a billion different ways. All I'm trying to say is this is a bit more surprising. It makes you want to stay there a bit longer. It's a bit more focused, it's a bit more structured, it's a bit more thought through, and I think it's quite important if you're considering the fact we're looking at the screen for so many hours in a day. And that's it for today. If you want to suggest any other platforms or websites or case studies you want me to look into, drop a link below and I'll have a look at it. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.